Hey guys, welcome back to the Ocarina of Time walkthrough. Previously, we scaled up Death Mountain and went to Goron City, and we got the Goron's bracelet, allowing us to pick up bomb flowers. This time here, we are finally going to tackle on the second dungeon of the game, the Dongos Cavern. So, if you don't remember how to get here, just check out the previous video as to, well, in the video I showed you how to get here. So, this video is going to cover the entire dungeon and everything we can do in it right now. It's going to be decently long, so I hope it's helpful. As soon as you get in here and you come across this, I don't know, this metal grate here, the Navi is going to interrupt you and tell you the obvious that, you know, this place is full of lava pits. It's a fire dungeon. Who didn't see that one coming, right? And over here is the center, and here's a new enemy on the center platform called a Miniboss, and it shoots laser out of its eye. And Navi's very helpful advice is it doesn't like smoke getting in its eye. Now, that's not going to be very helpful to you right now, so just keep that in mind for later. Anyway, there's a ladder over here in case you fall off and you can't get on here. But anyway, I was just kind of slow and impatient. So you come over here and you'll find out there's another Miniboss up against this wall, and you can pick up a bomb flower, throw it, and then that will destroy it. After a short brief while, the bomb flower does grow back, although it takes a little bit. But actually, I want to take it over here and blow up this abominable wall just to show something off. This isn't necessary, but I just thought I would do it anyway. So you blow up this abominable wall and you see one of these things. You may have seen these before. I haven't actually talked about them yet. These are gossip stones, and you can slash them with your sword and they'll tell you the current time of the day. That is not their overall purpose. They do have a different purpose, but I will talk about that in a different video. Anyway, so blow up this hole right here, and then this will actually take you to another room. You don't actually need a door to get in here. Instead, it's just a tunnel. So you come into here, and here is a new enemy, baby Dodongos. So be very careful when killing them because they explode after they die. So thankfully it tells you that, but all variations of Dodongos will explode after they die. So do be sure to keep your distance. Over to the right, you can see there's a abominable wall, and there's actually a cool little technique you can do, but I didn't actually do it in this video because I don't know, I was kind of slow. You can lure the baby Dodongos over here, and then you can fight them. And I thought I killed the other one, but he just went back into the ground. And if you blow it up close enough to the wall, then the wall will be destroyed. However, I didn't do that, so I will just come back to that wall later on in this video and destroy it. Over here, these are statues that you can move around, and this blue floor switch right here is different to the yellow one that I saw previously in the Great Deku Tree. It'll only stay held down if there is something on top of it. So you need a heavy object on top of it, and these statues will work perfectly. I don't really know why they give you two of them, but they do. Alright, climb up here and then go through the door, and be on your guard because there are keys on the wall. And I know you're probably just going to want, your instinct is probably just to run forward, but do be careful, there are some keys up against the walls. You can splash the jars here to get some rupees and whatever else they may contain. I don't know. Alright, in here, this is sort of a mini-boss. Kind of. Not really, but these are common enemies, but this game right here just sort of treat them as a mini-boss. These are the Zolfos, so judging by their name, they are lizard-like humanoid creatures, and they can, well, they fight using those small swords that they have. About the same size as our sword. They're not very threatening. I think it's only half a heart whenever they hit you, so the best way to fight them, of course, you use your Hylian shield. I would equip that if you hadn't already. I'd use your Hylian shield and then block with R so that they don't hit you. They're not very smart, so even though they do see you blocking, they're not going to try and, I don't know, bend over and try and stab you in the head or something. They're not the smartest things. But anyway, this tactic is a very good way of fighting them, so I would highly recommend it when killing them. They don't take very many hits to kill, just a couple, and then they'll sort of fight you in pairs. Like one time, as you saw, one of them fights me and then he's too scared so he runs away, and then the other one fights me. So go ahead and do a jump attack and then kill him, and then that is it for fighting him. Alright, good job. You avoided getting killed to some really easy enemies. Alright, anyway, after you're done with that, go ahead and just make your way towards the unlocked door. And you could have jumped around to different platforms if you wanted to fight these guys, but I didn't do that here in the video just because I wanted to make it obvious as to where I was going, seeing as to how I don't have the dungeon map yet. Alright, in here, new enemy. These are adult Dodongos, or just Dodongos as the game calls them. So, of course, they have two attacks in particular. They can breathe fire like that, and I was trying to use bomb flowers to blow them up, and I'm not going to make a CDI cutscene joke. Not today. So, using bombs is not necessarily the most effective way of fighting them. I was trying to get this blue rupee, but I failed. You can also just use your sword, and be sure to take a step back after you hit them with your sword, because they can swing you with their tail, and then that can cause damage to you. Oh yeah, and that's their weak spot too, the tail. But for baby Dodongos, they don't really have a weak spot. They're just kind of weak all over, I guess. They're just babies. So you can blow up this bombable wall right here, and it takes you to a room that's really not all that important. There's nothing in here except for a business scrub. I think he sells you either a potion or a Deku shield. So if you forget to equip your Hylian shield and you lose your Deku shield, then don't worry, he can sell you another one. Anyway, if you don't, then, well, you'll just have to buy another one in Kokiri Forest. That's okay, I guess. Alright, so there you go. That's how you fight Dodongos using bombs, but now I'm going to show you how to do it with the sword, how to do it properly. So there are 3 Dodongos in this room, and the best tactic you can do is to maybe do a backflip while doing that. If you're still not familiar with how to do a backflip, you hold down Z and then you press A while walking backwards to do a backflip. Of course, for Z targeting, I have mine on switch and not hold, which means I can just press the button once and then it's targeted onto it and I don't have to hold down the Z button. That's an option that you do in the file select. You can't do that while you're in the game. You have to like exit the game and then change that option. Anyway, after all 3 Dodongos are dead, go ahead and light this Deku stick and bring it up to these 3 torches right here. It's nice that they're very visible and easy to find on the side because you won't have to be looking for them all too hard. Alright, once you're done with that, go ahead and open up the door and close it to go into the next room. And this is the main room just as before, except now we're coming out of this tunnel here that's inaccessible to anywhere else. Now step on the floor switch and that will open up the door all the way across the room. Now be very careful as this BMOS may or may not hit you. Thankfully I avoided it. Oh yeah, and you can jump out there just in time. If you fail to jump there, there is a ladder on to the right if you don't make it. Anyways, blow up this bombable wall, and I suppose you could have done this before doing those other rooms, but I just waited off doing it until now. So go ahead and open the chest, and then this right here is the dungeon map for the Dongos Cavern. And I wanted to actually point out something interesting. If you actually look at the image on the map, that is actually the layout of the Dongos Cavern. So you can open up your map subscreen and you can even see it's the same layout. That's just pretty cool. It's like that for all the dungeon maps in the game. Alright, in this room now, the one we just unlocked, there is this huge slab there, and there's a bunch of bomb flowers around it, but more on that actually in a minute. And that was an accident. I didn't mean to do that. I just wanted to put it down. It's also worth mentioning too that say if you want to put it down, you don't want to, you know, accidentally throw it, you can just press the R button and then you will shield and then dropping it. That's a technique known as shield dropping. I didn't show it off in this video just because I, you know, wanted to keep things simple and obvious as to what I was doing. Okay, now here's a real trick you can do. This statue comes to life and you want to use a bomb flower just like that. Anyway, this is an Armos. It is a living statue. Now, oh, that backflip actually was not intentional. I'm serious. It was pretty cool. Now, I know the way I defeated them probably looks uber professional, and it's really not too difficult. You just have to get used to it. You want to touch them, press the R button to drop the bomb flower, and then just walk away quickly. And if you're fast enough, then you won't take damage. Anyway, inside of that chest is the compass, so now you can see everything in this dungeon, which is very nice. We got them both pretty early on. That's pretty helpful. So you step on this slab here, and the Navi is going to call to your attention saying, wow, look at all these bomb flowers. I would really love a fireworks show right now. Essentially, that's what she's saying. So you pick up a bomb flower right here, and then you drop it right in the middle here. She says that if... she says she wants to know if there's a way to set all of them off at once. So you do that, and then that will explode all of them, causing these stairs to lower. I purposely made Link face the camera just so I could see his surprised face. Anyway, once you're done with that, go ahead and climb up the stairs. And it takes a little bit to get up there just because you have to watch the climbing animation every time. You know, it's fine. There are about 6-7 stairs you climb up. as well as, you know, this one as well. It doesn't matter which way you go to, they all just go to the same place. So you climb up this here, and then you can break these jars for some rupees if you'd like. Not that rupees are very helpful right now, but you can have some. And then on this wall right here, this climbable wall, you can shoot a Skulltula and a Golden Skulltula token. So there's one right there, collect it, and then be on your way. And actually, if you go into first person mode and you can look at that hole in the wall, you can see there is another Golden Skulltula there too. But sadly, I cannot get it right now, so I'm going to have to wait for a long time before I return to that. In this room, there are fire keys, you know. As the name suggests, it is keys, but they're on fire. And yes, they can burn stuff like your Deku Shield away. So if you have not already, I would highly, highly, highly advise for you to equip the Hylian Shield. And if you do not have the Hylian Shield, do not worry, because in a previous video I show you how to get it. So move that statue by the letter out of the way, and it is the only one that is not an Armos statue. All the other ones are Armos statues and they come to life. So you can fight them if you want. It doesn't really have any benefit, but you can fight them if you really want to. Alright, so now you come out here. Now we're on the upper level of the main room, and I was trying to be cool and snipe these keys, but it took me a little bit, but I eventually did it. As for, you know, a 25-year-old game, or however old this game is, it doesn't really have the most accurate of hitboxes. Kind of picky. So, slicing, I slashed those weeds right there behind me, and I got a rupee. I was trying to get Deku Seeds, and for some reason, they do not regrow, so you have to reload the area if you want them to regrow. Anyway, at least I couldn't get them to regrow. Alright, once you're done shooting those keys, and that's not required, I just recommend you take them out just so that they don't cause you any trouble. Alright, as soon as you jump down here, Navi will interrupt you and tell you that you can use Z targeting to look around sharp corners, just so that you have an idea of what is coming up ahead. So I'll show that off right here too. Say I want to see, you know, behind these corners, you can see we have these spikes. These spike things moving, and they make a swinging sound, so be sure to avoid them. They do hurt. I think they only take about a half heart damage. I'm not quite sure. If you pull that block back farther, then there's a small little hole in there that has a recovery heart in it. Okay, open that chest, and then you can get a red rupee. And your goal to blow up that bombable wall is to throw it on top of the ledge, but I can never do it right, so you can just time it and then blow it up like that. I'm not sure what I would recommend for a new player. You just have to watch whenever the bomb starts flashing red really quickly, and then you can wait maybe another second and then start throwing it. Anyways, you come in here, you shoot the eyeball switch, and then the fire is gone, and then you hop across. And then be very careful, there are baby Dodongos here. I know that they're probably just anticipating to go, but don't ever trust an empty hallway. Empty hallways are never empty. They're very mysterious. And I don't know why I cared about those Deku Seeds enough to come back to them. Whatever. Once you're done with that, go ahead and enter the door, and this is the second stage of the Zolfos Miniboss. I actually sped this one up because it's the same thing. You fight them both the same way. And same as before, it's a little bit smaller, but that's not really going to affect anything. And again, you can move to a different platform if you want. Also watch this. I try to step close to that one, and well, look at that, he jumps away. Alright, same tactic as before, just use your shield, block it, and then you'll be just fine. And now I'm free. If you ever need any recovery hearts, there is a platform that goes out over there, and then you can just get some recovery hearts. But do be careful and don't fall down. If you do fall down, however, you will not fall into the abyss, you will just fall into the previous room where I fought the Zolfos the first time. And then you'll just have to backtrack. Slightly annoying, but not too bad. In here, there are 2 eyeball switches. You shoot the one above the doorway to leave, and then there's a hidden one right here on the wall that may not seem all that obvious at first. So go ahead and shoot them, and then you are free to carry on. And finally, this is the moment we have all been waiting for, the dungeon item. I know it has seemed like quite a while, because normally you don't get an item until you fight some kind of mini-boss or you do some kind of big puzzle or trial. But this time, well, we did fight those 2 Zolfos, I guess technically 4, because we fought the 2 on the lower level. But here's your reward, a bomb bag, and it has 20 bombs inside. That's not too many, but it should be enough for right now. And you do not need the Goron's bracelet to carry bombs. Not sure why I mentioned that, because it doesn't matter. You have the Goron's bracelet for the rest of the game, whether you like it or not. Step on that floor switch, and then that will cause the platform to rise up to the second floor automatically. So now it goes even higher, and it does not go all the way down into the pit of lava anymore. It just goes down to, you know, level to where you can jump onto the center platform. Anyway, you can read this carving right here, and it will tell you that the giant skull of a Dodongo needs to see red in order for you to progress forward. So, if that was not obvious, go ahead and pull out a bomb, and conveniently enough, there are holes in this bridge to where you can drop bombs on this Dodongo's eye holes in the skull. So, I'm going to do just that. Drop the bombs, blow up the eyes, and now he sees red. Now the way is open. Excellent. Well, I guess really he sees nothing because he's dead and he doesn't have eyes. Alright, now throw a bomb out, and then that will blow up this vulnerable wall. Do not try that in real life because the bridge may be destroyed too. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Anyway, there's 5 rupees. Nothing important. I just thought I would show that off too. Alright, now let's finally get down to the first floor. Now, I actually failed because my brother called me while I was making this recording, and I tried to make it look like the video was smooth and try to keep it a secret, but whatever, the secret is out. So I didn't quite make it, and I landed in the lava, so I guess that's fine because I still showed off what would happen if you landed in the lava. You don't die immediately, you just kind of take damage, and you can walk on it. I guess it's more realistic because lava isn't actually a liquid, it's just hot, molten rocks, you know. Anyway, I sped this up too because I accidentally jumped over to the wrong side of the platform and, you know, realized that and thought, wait, what am I doing over there? I need to be over here. My mistake. Anyway, I'm coming back down here because now I wanted to show off that one bombable wall in this room that I hadn't showed up yet. Anyway, you can kill Beamos using bombs, and they drop bombs too on occasion. Not every time, sometimes they don't for whatever reason, but 90% of the time, I guarantee you, they will drop bombs. Alright, I took some damage from fighting these baby Dodongos, so maybe I need to be a bit more careful, but there you go, you get some hearts. Now, there is a Golden Skulltula in this room, but unfortunately, due to the altitude, I am unable to get it, so I won't be showing it off. But actually, behind this bombable wall, there's another room, and in here there is a Golden Skulltula that I can get right now. But do be careful, there are 3 keys that you can fight, and there is a single torch, which might make you think, oh, there must be a torch-related puzzle in this room, right? Well, actually, the torch is there so that those keys can fly through them and become fire keys. Yes, that is what happens. Anyway, go ahead and pick up your Golden Skulltula token. You may have to use a jump attack or a backflip to reach it, because it's a little high up. And then, that is all for this area. It is finally time to progress forward on in this dungeon. Well, I accidentally jumped over to the wrong platform again, so don't worry, I just cut that out. Go ahead and enter the door to the north, and this is now the second part here of the Dongos Cavern. Now, don't be like me and try to just rush this as fast as I can. I was foolish and did not fight these keys first, or these fire keys first, excuse me. Come in here, and don't worry, this hall is safe. I know, right? You gotta be prepared for everything, whether it's empty or not. And look at this, they tried to ambush me as soon as I came in here. Can you believe it? Nothing's ever safe in this place. There are 2 fire keys in both rooms, so do be ready for both of them. I recommend maybe trying to look around or using your slingshot. But here I was actually pretty safe. I guess I avoided the next one. Over here, it's much easier to throw a bomb on the ledge this time, so... Or I guess maybe you can just climb on the ledge and then place a bomb down to blow it up. Anyway, behind this wall and this door, there's another Armo statue. Yes, this one is alive, and I'm using my bomb strategy again. Remember, you press the R button to shield drop, and then you just walk away. So you have to touch it, and then immediately turn around, shield drop, and then if you walk away fast enough, you will not be damaged by the bomb. That damage is from the fire keys that I have, not from the bomb. So be very careful. I got hit again because I was just foolish and did not check to fight this Keese first. Well, it's a Keese now, and it was a fire Keese before. So that makes me kind of mad. So I really want to take my revenge on this. And I cannot aim, even though I'm Z-targeting it. Can't believe it. The other one didn't really seem to get in my way, so I suppose he can live. That's fine by me. Now, over here, there is actually a shortcut that you can make, and it probably doesn't make sense to why I did it now, but actually I'll tell you why. If you push that block down, yes, you create that shortcut, but that shortcut will be erased if you leave the room and then reload. Doesn't make sense. Over here, I caught a fairy in a bottle just to show it off. I talked about fairies in the previous video, and there it is. There's a fairy in the bottle. Anyways, and I also just equipped another item just so that I wouldn't accidentally use it, just because I wanted to show it off at a time whenever I really needed it. Alright, over here I think I was wise and actually took out the Keese myself before putting myself in a dangerous spot. So once you get here, go ahead and push this block down so that it's, you know, usable, and you don't have to go through that other room again. Okay, so there they are. They were both somewhat of a distance from me, but I tried to... Oh, look at that. I tried to snipe that one and was pretty successful, but this one was kind of stingy. I guess it learned how to dodge Deku Seed bullets. That's fine, I guess. I still got them both. Alright, nothing really all that useful. It just drops a green rupee. Nothing too useful. Once you're done with that, go ahead and push this block down all the way into the floor there so that I can, you know... There's a switch down in this hole, so I wasn't sure if I made that obvious or not. Alright, that makes that available, and now I can get into the boss door. So, once you're done with that, messing around here, Whatever else you want, fight Keese, cut grass, go ahead and enter the boss door. And in here, there is a bombable floor, actually. This is probably one of the only times you'll see a bombable floor. Not very common in Zelda games. And then there's a chest right behind it containing bombs. So it would be wise to blow up the floor and then collect the bombs so that you would have a full collection of them again. Alright, second boss, which means still not all that too hard. King Dodongo is a giant, huge Dodongo, and he is hungry. I guess he hasn't eaten yet today. So I was showing off his attacks. He has that one there, as well as he has a rolling attack that he does whenever, you know, I guess he's a bit hangry because he hasn't eaten. So he likes to eat. So thankfully they provide you with bomb flowers right here. You can use your own bombs, or if you want to conserve them, you can just use bomb flowers. So you throw it into his mouth, and then you can do a jump attack with him using the sword. And to hide, the safe place to hide is actually standing right here in the corner. Just don't get too close to the lava. You won't instantly die if you touch the lava. I believe you'll just take damage and, you know, while walking across it. So you come over here, pick up the bomb flower, throw it into his mouth. Just make it there in time. Jump attack him, and then eventually he should die. He will be a 3-hit kill if you use the jump attack. So, you know, pretty easy boss, nothing really to be afraid of. Even though he's known as King Dodongo, you probably think that maybe his fighting should be a little better, but I guess that's because he hasn't eaten today. No, he needs to keep his strength up. Alright, congratulations, you also defeated one of the easiest bosses in this game. So go ahead and pick up your heart container, giving you your 6th heart container in this game. Now we have 6 hearts. Once you're done with that, just go ahead and stand in the blue light and join me in the next video for more side quests.